Good morning. I'm going to be reading from Galatians 5, verses 19 to 23. The acts of the flesh are obvious: sexual immorality, impurity, debauchery, idolatry, and witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, dissensions, factions, and envy, drunkenness, orgies, and the like. I warn you, as I did before, that those who live like this will not inherit the kingdom of God. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law.
Good morning. If you're celebrating a birthday or an anniversary or anything else special, come join me at the front and we'll sing you a little song. While we're waiting for someone to have a birthday. So celebration of the season this year is going to be on Sunday, December 21st at 6 p.m. So watch for the upcoming announcements for that. I'm sure Bethany will have some more information for that as we get a little bit closer. Is there any other announcements that Megan has about like a Christmas tree with things hanging on or anything?
No more Christmas tree announcements, but just wanted to remind you all that Great Lakes has their play this weekend, and we have Holly, Eva, and Colby, Maddie, and Peter are all involved in the play. So if you want to come support a good number of our teens, they have a showing on Friday at 7 and then on Saturday at 2 and 7. So there's that. You can come and tell them how great they're doing. Also, just a reminder that on December 12th, Friday here, we're doing, what's it called? Oh, carol singing with the preschool and their families at 6:30.
Lorena, is it your birthday? Okay.
Just wanted to, just a reminder for the ladies' tea on Sunday, December the 7th. It's at Ralph and our home, 3 p.m. All ages are welcome, and just bring your favorite teacup. And if you can just let myself know, or Marsha and Linda, that would be great. Thanks.
Lovely. So if there's no other announcements or birthdays or anniversaries, we're going to dismiss the kids that are practicing their singing for our Christmas concert on the 21st. So we'll dismiss you for that, and Ralph will bring us our sermon. Whoa, we got one.
Announcement. You just wanted to tell everyone that yesterday you got new glowfish. I have 6 of them: red, blue, green, yellow, orange, and purple. Thank you.
I got here this morning and saw that Noel was here. I thought I was off the hook, but he said no, I had to go ahead with it. When I woke up this morning with the weather and everything, I thought, ooh, what if church gets canceled? I thought, then I'm off the hook. But then I thought, but today's Muffin Sunday, so I'm glad that didn't happen. I've been doing Lorena and I have been doing some downsizing, and so I've had to go through a bunch of things and clean out a bunch of things. I've got a filing cabinet was just stocked full of stuff because I'm a saver. I don't throw anything out. I've got every note and class note and everything from high school, college, there. It's stacks of stuff from Bible college and every, not quite that far back, but every teen class I taught, every sermon I've preached, I've got stacks of all this stuff. Anyway, so I was going through that and came across some different things, and I thought, oh, I might share that. And one bulletin thing says, this was back from this was just when we were leaving the old building to come to this one. It says, our time spent together in this building, edifying and encouraging one another, is drawing to an end. And for many in these last couple of weeks, feelings of nostalgia and all that. So that was interesting that it was just that time. And actually, and in the same bulletin, we rejoiced with Richard and Eartha Zilla on the arrival of their daughter, Justine Kimberly, last Wednesday, April 19th, weighing 7 pounds, 5.5 ounces. So I didn't think Justine was going to be here this morning, so I thought it was going to be safe to say that. Bear with me here. There's a few things. Also, from 1981, a miscellaneous shower is planned for Lorna Timmerman and Roger Whitfield, who will be married in October. So I thought that was neat. Here's another one. It's got a picture of Andrew Tallman on the bottom, baby Andy. And another one. Sorry, Justine, I don't mean to be picking on you, but recently, Richard brought a lamb home from work. Eartha asked Justine what they should name the lamb. She immediately suggested Jesus. And in that same bulletin, Julie Weir has been in our area for a few weeks now. Noel has assured her parents that it would be easier to get a job here than in Sault Ste. Marie. But that was before he read that St. Catharines has the highest rate of unemployment in the province. Julie plans to go back to university in the fall. I think that's enough of the news. I also came across a thing. Now this starts to begin the segue into what I'm going to talk about. Another thing I came across is 10 Commandments of Human Relations. Number 1, speak to people. A cheerful word or greeting can brighten the most depressing day. Number 2, smile at people. It takes 72 muscles to frown and only 14 to smile. 3, call people by name. There's nothing anyone likes to hear more than their own name. I don't know if that's true, but I find it a little frustrating when people call me by name and I have absolutely no idea who they are. Number 4, be friendly and helpful. If you want friends, then be a friend. Number 5, be cordial. Speak and act as if everything you do is a genuine pleasure. Number 6, be interested in people. You can like almost anyone if you only try. Number 7, be considerate of other people's feelings. Number 8, be generous with praise. Number 9, be thoughtful of the opinions of others. There are usually 3 sides to every controversy: yours, the other person's, and the right. Number 10, help people whenever you can. What counts most in life is what you do for others. Another thing that I came across that I carefully snipped out of the paper was from a Peanuts cartoon. Lucy says, it's Lucy and Charlie Brown there, and Lucy says, if I were in charge of the world, I'd change everything. And Charlie says, That wouldn't be easy. Where would you start? And Lucy says, I'd start with you. And then one last one. I came across a part of again, that I carefully trimmed out of the paper, from an Ann Landers column. I got interesting. I wonder how old you have to be to have no idea who Ann Landers is. Anybody here who has never heard of Ann Landers? Whoa, whoa. I was thinking there'd just be a few little kids. I didn't think, oh. Anyway, Golden Rules for Living by Miriam Keir, that was in Ann Landers' column. Number 1, if you open it, close it. If you turn it on, turn it off. If you unlock it, lock it back up. If you break it, admit it. If you can't fix it, call in someone who can. If you borrow it, return it. If you value it, take care of it. If you make a mess, clean it up. If you move it, put it back. If it belongs to someone else, get permission to use it. If you don't know how to operate it, leave it alone. And finally, if it's none of your business, don't ask. And then Anne says, great guidelines for a happy and rewarding life. Happy and rewarding life. Who wouldn't want that? There's a song from the 60s by Sam Cooke. It's just a love song. It said something to the effect of, I do know that I love you, and I know that if you loved me too, what a wonderful world this would be. I think it's probably kind of oversimplifying things a bit, but here he's saying, if his love for a certain person is reciprocated, the world would be just wonderful. And I guess maybe so in his world anyway, for a while. But how would you finish this sentence? This would be a wonderful world if. I just lost my place because I've got so many papers up here. On a major scale, if we had world peace, you might say, oh yeah, it'd be wonderful if there was world peace, no international hostilities or oppression, no natural disasters, no tornadoes or hurricanes or earthquakes or tsunamis or floods or droughts or volcanoes or landslides. But then, we need things on the individual level, the personal level. No disease, no dementia, no accidents, no injuries. Obviously, there's just no way. It's not going to be. That's utopia or heaven, but not here on earth. On a global term, especially on global terms, it just can't be. Even good things, necessary things like the balance of nature has a cruel side, the survival of the fittest. Maybe not cruel, but it's sort of sad. How the injured Bambi is the one that gets caught by the wolves and all that. And it just can't be perfect, even when we have to have certain things. There's just no way to make the whole world a wonderful place. Now you may think, oh, but what about the Louis Armstrong song? What a wonderful world. That's really good and positive. Looking at the bright side, a positive attitude, skies of blue and rainbows and everything. So really, I guess it comes down to our own outlook or our own attitude regarding our own little world, my own small corner of the world. So it begins with the individual. back to Lucy and Charlie Brown there. Another song said, I think I used to hear this a lot. I think it was at Catholic funerals. It said, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Again, the individual thing. Really, when you think about it, we all know the world needs more of the influence of its creator. Like if only Jesus had left us with his spirit to carry on what he was all about. Oh, wait, he did exactly that. Paul wrote to the Corinthians, don't you know your body's the temple of the Holy Spirit within you, which you have from God? You're not your own. You're bought with a price, so glorify God in your body. And then Acts 2:38, 2 Corinthians 1:22, 5:5, Galatians 4:6, Galatians 5:16 and 25, Ephesians 1:13, 2 Timothy 1:14, 1 John 4:13. They all say that we have the Spirit of God within us. God has told us over and over again. I don't know how, I can't explain it, but it's true. The Spirit of God within us. So we have the fruit, the produce, that which the Spirit produces in our lives. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Just think about that for a moment and let it sink in. If everybody in the world was filled with the Spirit of Christ, bearing these qualities, these characteristics, then, what a wonderful world this would be, at least regarding our human treatment, as humans, our treatment of one another. Now, I'm not going to talk about them all, but just a few comments. First and foremost, love. The greatest commands. Love God with all you've got and love everybody else. It's a command, so it's not just a feeling or an emotion. God commands it. It's something you do. And Jesus said, everybody will know you're my disciples by your love for one another. And then he takes it to a whole new level when he says, love your enemies. Love those who persecute you. A seemingly impossible challenge, but Jesus himself sets the precedent, hanging there. Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. Back to Louis Armstrong. In an interview I just heard this week that he had before singing his It's a Wonderful World, he said in that interview, really, we all just need to love each other more. And I thought, oh, there it is. Who was it? Another song, was it Dionne Warwick or something? What the world needs now is love, sweet love. And again, they're not talking love songs. They're talking about what the world needs. Love, sweet love. And it says not just for some, but for everyone. Even the Beatles said it. All we need is love. And what they were saying, without even realizing it or admitting it, is the world needs God, the Spirit of God, because, as we know, God is love. Love is listed first and foremost because, obviously, if God love is applied, all the rest of the fruit of the Spirit there kind of fall into place naturally. joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, etc. And love, as we're told in 1 Corinthians, love is patient, kind, not jealous or boastful, not arrogant or rude, doesn't insist on its own way, isn't irritable or resentful, doesn't rejoice at wrong, but rejoices in the right, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. And then the second one, joy. If we were all full of joy, wouldn't our world be wonderful? Everybody being happy, optimistic, with positive attitudes, at peace with yourself and with everybody else, which happens to be the next fruit of the Spirit. Imagine being at peace with everyone, especially yourself, having inner peace. We know Jesus told his followers, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world gives do I give unto you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. I've said these things to you that in me you may have peace. In the world you've got trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world." Love, joy, peace, patience. God, grant me patience and please hurry. Kindness. I kind of equate being kind with, simply put, being nice. That's kind of a mother thing. Be nice. That's what we have always heard. Being nice, always choosing to be kind. We may feel anger, frustration, feel like retaliation would be more satisfying in the moment, but really, taking the high road and responding with kindness may be initially more difficult and even feeling unnatural, but really, we know it's best and promotes self-healing more quickly. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. If these were produced by everybody, things would be wonderful. I think I'll take a moment and read the familiar prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. I read this at funerals a lot. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there's hatred, let me sow love. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon. Where there's discord, let me sow unity. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's error, let me sow truth. Where there's despair, let me sow hope. Where there's sadness, let me sow joy. Where there's darkness, let me sow light. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. One last clipping that I found this week, and this is just sort of ties into what we're talking about too. This was a short rhyme that I first heard, I think, from Glenn Albright at the Great Lakes lectureships a long time ago. Heaven above is softer blue, earth around is sweeter green. Something lives in every hue Christless eyes have never seen. Birds with gladder songs o'erflow, flowers with deeper beauty shine. Since I know, as now I know, I am his, and he is mine. What a wonderful world this would be.